game is structural. You are locked into a social construct that was set up by the founding fathers of this country. And we have never focused on it. You cannot win. You cannot win in practice or in theory the way you're going. It can't be done. You can talk about all this superficial stuff if you want to. You're not going to achieve anything. And let me lay this context as I begin to get a little further down. Everything must be done on a vertical order. The first is like a 5-story building.
Right.
The first story in that building is economics. You must always deal with economics first in a 5-story building. Forget all this crap about what I'm going to deal with education. Forget education. The first thing you must deal with is economics. And the second floor is politics. The third floor is court and police department. The fourth floor is media. And the fifth floor is education. We have been bamboozled, misled, miseducated to always try to jump to the top floor, to the fifth floor, deal with education, and come back down. It won't work. You must always deal with an economic base first. You must build businesses and industry. You build businesses and industry, forget about the second floor, which is politics. You build those businesses and industry until you learn how to acquire wealth and power, economic wealth. Then you take the money from that first floor and you buy every politician on the second floor. And any politician who you cannot buy on the second floor, you rent or lease it. And then you send him up to the third floor. He then goes to the third floor with these instructions. You go to that third floor and you learn how to control the court system. See, the mafia learned this way back in the 1930s. They control every attorney general, every judge in the country, and the police department. You buy and control with your money, you control the court system and the judges. And the police. The police are an armed element. They are a faction of the military. They are carrying out instructions that this larger society envisions in their culture. Black folk are an obsolete, abandoned, unnecessary, irritable people. And consequently, you don't have enough power on the first floor to be able to control the second floor and the third floor. And so that's why they keep beating the daylights out of your rear and they pull you off the side of the road. They're not going to pull Jews off the side of the road and beat them. They're not going to pull white women over and beat them, or American Indians or Asians. They're going to go after the weakest, more impoverished, poorest people on earth in the country and whip them, because they know all you're going to do is march. And the worst thing about it is because you haven't learned how to play as a team. You're going to get an entire black community, 70, 80, 90% like Detroit, Michigan, 92%, Ariana, 95%, Richmond, Virginia, St. Louis, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. Guess what you do? And you're hiring all white police force. And then we'll know why they're whipping your rear end. You pay their salaries, you give them the clubs, the badges, the guns, and we'll know why they're whipping them. They have no fear of you and no respect for you. They know you can't do anything. You don't control their politics and compete with them, they can do anything in return. And they're going to keep doing it. And common sense will say to you, why would I go to Detroit, Michigan, got a 92% population that's black? Why would almost 47% or 52% of the cops be white in a black city? And then you got a unit called stress. Now, one time I was functioning as assistant police commissioner in the police department in Detroit, going down there. I was also an investigator for the Safe Street and Crime Act. And I was doing that time I was working on riot control, even in Detroit. And I had some 10 general things, going on in the CIA and stuff going on. Why would you hire people that you know are opposed to you that are going to exercise their culture on your rear end? Why? And you would never go to an all or majority white city But once you learn to get the wealth and power, and people know that you now got economic power, which is the most powerful thing in this country, the capitalist society, they won't screw around with you on the third floor with the courts and the police department, because now you can hurt them back. Then you take your money off the first floor and you go to the fourth floor. You begin to buy media. You buy print media and electronic media. Now in this country, black folk, out of all the media, print and electronic, of all the cable systems, radio stations, TV stations, newspapers, blacks own collectively 35 thousandths of 1%. Out of 12,000 radio stations, you own about 67. Out of TV station, one time you had one. Out of cable system, you own nothing. Out of daily print newspaper, you own nothing. If you don't own any media, how in the world are you going to organize, communicate, and organize? It can't be done. But our people keep trying to do it. They want to go on the white stations and talk about things about black folk. The white folk are homicidal and not suicidal. They're not going to let you come into their station and radio TV and talk about black folk in a positive way. So what they do, they maintain a whole drawer full of people they can call at any moment to counteract anything that you want to do positive for black folk. They got a list of their names. You all might call them conservatives. And some of them are even liberals. And I know you might not, we're going to get into this a little later on too. What a conservative is. A conservative comes from the root word to conserve. To conserve means to hold on to what you got, or to say that those who ain't got ain't going to get. That's what a conservative is. And yet every day I look at TV, here's all these, from the red states and the blue states, white people say that, I'm a conservative. And no blacks raised in the hell about it. You were put into slavery by conservative whites. And every day you go listen to watch the Face of the Nation, all these talk shows talk about bragging about the conservative, and you sit there dead like on logs. You don't raise any cane about it. And you got blacks running around on TV called every Sunday. They're on the Fox channel, they call themselves conservative. And common sense would say, what in the world has a black person got to conserve? Why would a black person want to be a conservative? What is he trying to conserve? Welfare, food stamps, public housing? What is he trying to conserve? And all a conservative black is just aligned with somebody else's team. And we don't have any teams because I got black folk across America. And when I'm speaking in different countries, I got black folk who are, they're so busy trying to get away from blackness, you know. Even though God assigned them to a skin color team, I can't even get that all. I never want to be a black leader. I always want to be a black manager, black coach. They coach black folk. And when I call the black team out to the field to practice and rehearse, guess what? Half of them won't even come out to practice and rehearse. Just like right now in this cathedral.
That's right.
Every seat should be packed.
That's right.
Upstairs. They won't come out to rehearse and practice, okay? And when they do come out, they won't play the game right. You throw the ball to one of them, he won't catch it. You run the ball, he'll tackle you instead of the other team. He'll block the other team instead of blocking the other team, he'll block you. You have a huddle to go call the signals for the next play. He'll lead the huddle and go up in the stand with a megaphone and tell everybody up in the stand, here's what they're up to. And that's why in a race-based society, black people have never won a game, and never got any scores on the board. Because we don't play as a team, we refuse to play as a team. Now let me